Hello, this is Mitch King with Trade Stocks America with the Tuesday evening, December 22nd, 2009 Daily Stock Report. Another day up on the Dow. We still haven't had a higher high with the Dow compared to the NASDAQ Composite, but we had a nice 0.5% profit, 0.5% gain today. Wanted to show you the NASDAQ Composite, how it's really accelerating up here on a nice breakout above the previous 5 or 6 weeks of 2210 or 2220 on the NASDAQ, and now we're breaking out of that real nicely, up 0.67% today, or 15 points on the NASDAQ. This all stems from that Intel upgrade yesterday, and we got some momentum continuing. So looks like this is going to create a new foundation or a new support level for this index. The S&P 500 broke out today to a higher high. So this is acting very nicely also. Let's go through a handful of stocks. Here's PMC, a stock that I've been kind of losing patience with, but it's the last few days is starting to make higher highs, starting to show some indicators moving upwards. So we're looking for this to build a little momentum. This is kind of a sleepy stock. There's no fast and big moves in this stock, but we're holding this for a longer period of time. MasterCard made a higher high, looking real healthy here. CBD had a nice move today, up 3%. This is the Brazilian grocery store. Brazil's been a real hot economy, as well as their stock market. NUVA's starting to do real well the last few days, real healthy, having higher highs and shallower pullbacks. So hold on to this long position. Here's D.R. Horton, which is a residential construction home builder, acting really well. Not holding this too long, just for a couple more days. This is just a quick little trade here. And we need to cover some bull shorts. The first one is HPJ, Hong Kong High Power. Excellent move down on the downside today, down 12.7%, acting excellent for any bull short. This is as good as it gets in terms of forecasting and anticipating what these usually do. This is acting really well. You like that second move up we had this last 3 or 4 days. Right there is a lower low than this first one right here, just slightly, and we're having a sharp downtrend here today and yesterday afternoon. But what we've got here normally is you got a more gradual decline on that second high, and you guys who've studied that Wizard training course with this bull shorts section really understand that that's what I've been saying. This typically happens. So this is kind of a gift today to have a 12.7% drop. Now what I'm seeing here is very conceivable to see low sixes tomorrow, and I'd be hanging on to maybe half of your position to see if we can get under $6 into the fives. But don't get greedy and just try to be really flexible about what these target prices are. You know, what you want to try to do is you want to try to make money on these twice. And we're really on the second helping. The first one was right here and went down all the way down to here. That's a 37.5% move as far as profit potential on the first time. And then I've told you the second time was when it was climbing up here. And now we're going to get a lower low on this time where they tend to just dribble down a little slower, but you know, not usually like today. And so this is going to make some more money. You know, try to be very flexible. I see you guys as well as myself over the years, I trade the best when I'm really flexible and decisive, and I take that profits and then I move on looking for another stock. I don't try to squeeze every penny out of a position or out of a stock trade. And it's pretty dangerous on these because they tend to rebound, as you guys saw on that first one, that first rebound right there. That's a pretty big move, and I saw some of you guys on your emails hold those short, and I don't advise that. So let's take a look at some others, really good ones developing. This is the last 2 weeks of the year, so a lot of speculation goes on around Christmas, Thanksgiving, New Year's. A lot of the main traders are gone, so there's not a lot of selling pressure. You got a lot of day traders, mom and pops in here, and just don't know what they're doing, and they'll run it up, and we take advantage of them, mostly on the short side, but sometimes on the long side. Let's take a look at the next one that's developing really nicely. Here's ATHX. It's a biotech. Stock was at about $1.10 2 days ago, and we hit 563 as a high today. Looks like there's a little more upside left on this stock. Let's go back in history and see what this has ever done. IPO'd in early 2008, so we have an all-time high on this one today. It looks like to me we probably got some more upside. This is an excellent scalping stock tomorrow. Really, really good. It's going to move all over the place. It's going to drop hard, and then it's going to rebound hard. So this is why I really suggest to all of you to learn scalping. Even though you don't use it, or if you don't want to use it or don't like it, it will help you learn about how to set up charts and how to read stocks and how stocks act. And even if you don't have time to do this on a consistent basis, try to learn it, because it helps you through your whole investing and trading career how to interpret charts and how stocks act. Really strong recommendation. But anyhow, let's go back. ATHX. This is probably going to move more on the upside. Now this one had 45.6 million shares traded. Here's how you can tell on this one. This, you add 2 zeros at the end, so you've got 45.69 million shares traded on this stock today. Now the float on this is 18.6 million shares, so this is traded over 2.5 times its float, which is really unusual. Even if a stock trades 15 or 20% of its float, it's really going to move. I think this has got quite a bit more on the upside to go. I don't recommend buying it long at all, except for intraday scalping. And you guys know I like to see these things drop first, really sharply, before high odds scalping. And you don't keep scalping these long as they drop. You start looking for entry points to start shorting. But this is too early to short. This is going to be a hot one. It's a biotech stock. You can see the category over here, right there. This is going to be an excellent scalping stock, both long and short, the next several days. And as it continues to climb, the short possibilities are going to be better and better. Let's go on to the next bull short that's developing. AHD was upgraded by Citigroup. Stock was $3.50 a few days ago. Hit $7. This thing's probably going to go up. I'd really like to see this go up to close to 8 before even looking at shorting it. But start tracking this one. This is an oil and gas stock. So we got two really coming up. And this is what happens on these small caps near Christmas and Thanksgiving and New Year's. You just get a lot of speculation going. And you guys need to study. If you do any of these bull shorts, study this in the Wisdom Training course. And there's a reason for it. It's because it'll help reduce the chances of making mistakes, but really how to handle these. This is really an advanced technique. And I know that you guys have seen these bull shorts really work for months. Most every one of them have been working, but just because of that doesn't mean you will make money. You've got to learn how to handle that. So I'm going to try to teach a little at a time on these videos on the Daily Stock Report, but your best bet is a Wizard Training course. So don't get leverage and don't short very much early on. And the best way to handle these hot ones like this is to let them go down first, and then they'll rebound back up a little bit toward that high, not quite make it, and they'll fail. And that's the ones when you start hitting it short. If you start shorting early too much of your account, you're going to get hurt eventually. It may not be this one or may not be HPJ, but one of these you will. So you want to get away from any habit of shorting too much of your account too early. You got to save ammunition later on to short it as it goes up and let it turn over first. Just trust me on this. I've been doing this a long time. So you guys take care. Sorry for such a long video, but you guys take care. Put the odds in your favor. Don't leverage. I'm really trying to help you and give you the best advice I know from my own experience. Just don't get leverage on these bull shorts, especially when you go early. You take care. We'll talk tomorrow night.